Hey, it's Byte. It's been a while since I've made a video. I mean, the last one I made was like, what? Oh, that was about a year ago. Well, in my defense, I blame my manager. Shut up, Shard. No one asked for your opinion. But yeah, originally I was going to make a Pokemon creating video that was going to be based off of historic characters during World War II. But after writing the scripts, drawing the Pokemon, Pal World just came out, and, well, I got distracted, and a little bit distracted so much that I kind of lost the motivation to continue. That is until I remembered a art challenge I created for myself and also challenged others, and you know what? I decided to do that for a video, so we're going to do that. Now, how exactly does this challenge work? Well, grab your D20s, we're going dungeon crawling. Sort of. Let me explain. So for starters, you have to pick a random Pokemon, whether you spin a wheel or you grab a pack of Pokemon cards like a good questionable adult. Then you roll some dices. So I'm going to use a D6 to decide what this Pokemon's going to be. For example, if I roll a D1, it's going to be a Paradox variant, whether it's past or future. Rolling a 2 will give me Item Evolution, which has a separate roll for which item I'm going to be using. For rolling a 3 is going to be a Region variant, and 4 will be a Fusion or a half-breed Pokemon based of your choosing. Now rolling a 5 is going to be an alternate and weird evolution. For an example, if you grab the console and flip it upside down, you could use this so that Inkay will evolve into a Malamar, or for something more recent, having a Primeape use Rage Fist 20 times to evolve into an Annihilape. And finally, rolling a d6 will allow the player's choice. Though you could use something like Mega Evolution or Gigantamax, I want to throw a few unique ideas. Similar to a good artist called CJ Sucks, you could use different forms based off of other Pokemon, like Deoxys, Burmy, or even Rotom if you want to go creative. Similar ideas is that you could also play with the gender variants, but like I said, it could be anything of your choosing. Then, all you have to do is just roll a d20 to decide what typing it's going to be. Though, if you rolled an item evolution, you can just skip this entirely. So, after I cracked open my pack, rolled a few dices, which I forgot to record, I got 3 Pokemon I'm going to be creating for this video. Let's see, first roll, it's going to be a, region variant of a Ghost-type Reverum. So when I designed the Reverum, I was going to go down the route of making a possessed motorcycle, which honestly didn't hit as much as I wanted it. So I tried a car based off of the Stephen King's film Christine, and I couldn't get it to the style I wanted. Until a buddy of mine suggested a train, which I obviously couldn't pass it up. So to make this, I had to get a Thomas the Steam Engine for a reference to get the frame, since my skills in drawing vehicles isn't that very good, as you can see. But I digress, I persevered. As I kept drawing, I knew I had to make a new version of it, though how to create a variant of this, I'm not entirely sure, so I'll let you guys in the comments decide what it's gonna be. As for the lore of this Pokemon will often be around junkyards and railroads to hunt other ghost-type Pokemon to fuel their engine. Over time, people use them for transport and to get rid of ghost-type Pokemon from towns. And in terms of the metagame, which I don't really dabble in that too much, but I'm going to anyways, just to throw it out, this Pokemon will be a physical focused, with some good defense and speed. Now give it the ability Reckless or Rockhead, and a new move, Loco Mortis, and you got a Pokemon that will rail the competition. Pun intended. Now, with that being said, as you venture with your Reverum, you encounter a junkyard to train with your Pokemon. Once your Reverum turns into level 40, it evolves into Revichu, the train Pokemon. This Ghost Steel type Pokemon is said that Reverum uses their engine body to possess an old train. They're often used as transfer cargoes into towns. Let's roll again, and we got a region variant of an Ice-type Heatran. Now, I knew I wanted to make a variant to be similar to the legendary birds in Galar, but with a much cooler vibe, with a steel and ice covering the body. It would still have magma in its veins, but not as hot due to the cooler environment. But the metal and ice would double as insulators, similar to igloos. In terms of metagame, it will be tanky just like its counterpart, but much stronger in the physical attack comparing to the special. Also adding thermal exchange, and if you're lucky, with the hidden ability Snow Cloak, and this Pokemon will leave your opponents numb and blue. After saying that, it's gonna go something like this. After venturing into an ice path in the Johto, you encounter a mysterious tunnel. Venturing in, you start to feel tired and cold, as it feels like you've been walking for miles. You start to hear stomping noises from an encounter of a Johtoian Heatran. This Ice Steel type Pokemon would reside in frozen caves where it will create a labyrinth of tunnels to confuse its prey to go into deeper and colder until it's too late, freezing the opponent and chewing on their flesh. Alright, last one I'm going to roll, and we got a odd type evolution of a water type Trevorant. So originally, I was going to go for a swamp monster style, using the moss and seaweed covering up the log, until I decided to go for a waterlogged crocodile, which worked out perfectly for the moss-covered logs and the tree rotting aesthetic. And to keep the crocodile vibe going, I decided to add a fletchling on his back, similar how Mantine would have a Remoraid under its wing. As for the lore of this Pokemon, it will be a master hunter, able to stay completely still in water and mud, waiting for its prey to get in close, letting this Pokemon use its powerful jaws or even its tree vines to ensnare small or even larger Pokemon. As for the metagame, it will be slightly faster than its counterpart, however it will have a new ability called Murky Water. This ability will increase evasiveness during rain. Now, how to evolve said Pokemon, it's going to go something around like this. Picture this as you will. You and your Phantump, along with the rest of your party consisting of water-type Pokemon, travel out into the seas. You train with your Phantump, and after getting hit with 3 water-type attacks, your Phantump will evolve into Trevodile, the waterlogged Pokemon. This waterlogged Pokemon is so skilled at hunting that it can stay hidden in swamp and mud for months on end, ready to pounce its prey no matter the size. So there we have it. Well, not quite. So after writing the script of this video, I managed to dig up some old Pokemon I created in a while that I haven't made public. So since I have this, I might as well throw it out here. These are kind of like a precursor of this art challenge, but instead is going to be focused on Pokemon specifically that are able to evolve during trading or trading with certain items like King's Rock or a Metal Coat, and swapping it to have different outcomes. Well, with that being said, let me give you an example. Here, let's give this malicious armor to a Machoke, evolving it into Armachamp, the fighting ghost-type Pokemon. This Pokemon is fighting against the armor 24/7 using sheer willpower alone, venting the malicious curse on wicked Pokemon instead. And lastly, I'll go ahead and give this Black Arguite. Arguite. So I'll give the Black Arguite to a Dusclops, making it evolve into Duskgrave, the ghost rock Pokemon. This Pokemon was actually inspired by the Rosetta Stone, a real-life rock that was used to decipher the hieroglyphics back in ancient Egypt. However, this Pokemon actually has its soul inside the rock, causing it to spread and poke out of its body, which does not look pleasant. And with that, that's about it. I have other ideas down the line, so be sure to stay tuned. I'll try to be somewhat consistent with my videos, though I can't make any promises. But since you guys like my voice so much, you could join me over on Kick or Twitch. And if not, why don't you just follow and subscribe? That is a valid option, and it's totally free, and there is no withdrawals. Yep, that's it. Adios.